On 22nd, when the show released, there was a great buzz. Everybody was very intrigued कि trailer बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. जब मैं मुंबई आया भी था, my main reason to be an actor was not just कि मुझे hero बनना है या ये बनना है वो बनना है. मुझे कहानियों का बहुत शौक था. Acting वही है, आपको कोई सिखा नहीं सकता. It's more of your own personal journey and how you relate to the character and how you can authentically play all of those emotions and the character on screen. जब मैं यहाँ होता हूँ तो I'm completely focused on getting the projects or clearing or cracking the projects that somewhere challenge me.
Hi Pranay, this is Monica from Bollywood Hungama.
Hi Monica, how are you?
I'm good. It's
Very
kind
nice
of awkward right now to talk to you like this.
Yeah,
Just first and foremost, I literally binge watched, and I think I told you also. I watched it on Sunday, and it was so pleasant to watch you in a very different kind of a role. So tell me about it from the day it came out and today. What's been the response like for Guilty Minds?
Honestly, as an actor, when you start working on a project, you have this feeling that I mean, if this works, this is going to be so great. You do feel overwhelmed. How the response will be, etc., etc. Because obviously, as an actor, you put in so much, while you're shooting for all of your projects. So on 22nd, when the show released, there was a great buzz. Everybody was very intrigued कि trailer बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. Interesting legal drama है. India में इस level का legal drama बना नहीं है. So देखते हैं क्या होगा. But I am so, how do I say, grateful and already मतलब मुझे भरोसा था that this series will do well because while I was working on set with Shefali ma'am, Jayan sir, all my co-actors, the entire team behind the camera, everybody was so in sync, and so sincere with their own energy that also the research and everything was done well in advance, and it was, carried out or executed perfectly because Shefali ma'am has a background from the entire law, especially law, जो आपका Delhi का law scene है, उसमें she, her parents, her family, everybody has been a lawyer. So her research was right. Other than that, मुझे बस यही था कि I hope the character that I've played, people like that character. I hope the character or people understand why this character is the way he is, So just really happy to be receiving such good response, love, appreciation, and it makes my day waking up to such great messages because मेरे जो दोस्त हैं स्कूल टाइम में कॉलेज टाइम के पुराने दोस्त जिनसे टच छूट चुका था, now I'm getting messages from them and it feels really good that your work is being watched by so many people and they're all liking it. So yeah, I'm just extremely happy about how things are going.
Right. First of all, I still know you from like a lot of projects, but I feel like you came to Mumbai with aspiration to become an actor, right? So, right. So I think you've been trying to find your footing for so long. So then I think last 2 years have been a very gifting kind of an experience for you with Sher Shah and now this happening back to back. Is it now like now finally you've understood like now you're finally getting the projects that you've always wanted and wanted to work on?
To be honest, as an actor, you're never satisfied with all the roles because you have this hunger of portraying so many characters coming from so many different walks of life. Fortunately, let's say a film like Sher Shah gave me an opportunity to portray, an army jawan fighting a Kargil war. So for me, that was again a very enriching experience. Samajhna ke what it must have been like, to playing a character like Shubhrat, who comes from a very different world, दिल्ली की पंजाबी family जहाँ पे वो lawyer है और उसने गलत दुनिया देखी है. So to portray that character on screen, कहीं ना कहीं as an actor आप में confidence आता है कि हाँ मैं portray कर सकता हूँ. And जितना आप काम करते हो उतना आप सीखते भी हो because आप कितनी भी prep कर लो, सारा काम set पे ही निकल के आता है, because जो set पे होता है you can't replicate that anywhere else. But there are so many roles that I would want to do and so many characters, so many stories. जब मैं मुंबई आया भी था, my main reason to be an actor was not just कि मुझे hero बनना है या ये बनना है वो बनना है. मुझे कहानियों का बहुत शौक था. So for me, writing stories, being part of stories, being part of cinema, it was a dream that I wanted to be a part of this industry in any capacity. You know, मैं editor बनूं या मैं direct करूं चीजें. But I always, in my head, was very clear from the very beginning that I want to be a part of an industry where storytelling is the core concept. And yeah, that's why I'm here, and that's why I am allowing myself to have all these experiences, because as an actor it's a very difficult life, you know, giving auditions, getting rejected. You have to go through so many no's to come to those few yeses that make your career, that help you in validating your talent for your own self. So yeah, I'm just happy.
For anybody to understand this, you've come to Mumbai, a city of dreams, where like it's practically like everyone wants to become something here. So for you to come here for years of auditions and no's, for that Shersha to crack, because you've done a lot of web series and everything, for that Shersha to happen, how much struggle that went into this, and especially there were, I'm sure there must be moments where you were like, yeah, wapas chale jaun ghar pe wala scene.
Yeah.
But were there moments like that? And when Shersha happened, what was the kind of thought process you were going through that day?
I will be completing 8 years in May in Bombay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and मैं in retrospect, in hindsight, जब मैं वापस देखता हूँ अपनी entire journey, और मुझे कोई 8 साल पहले आके बताता था तुम्हारी journey ऐसी होगी, तो मैं बहुत घबरा जाता. Because yes, there have been a lot of ups and downs, you know. अपने आप को हमेशा एक sane zone में रखना, because obviously अगर मुझे मालूम भी नहीं, but if I have to roughly make an estimate, I must have given about till date about easy 700-800 auditions, you know. And kahin na kahin, obviously mentally it gets to you, you know, कि why is this not tracking, or why is this not happening, where am I going wrong, do I lack somewhere in my craft, what is happening. You lose some sort of faith in yourself, because you're human at the end of the day, or it is natural that you will feel like this. But I guess, you know, this is also a very, how do I say it, it's a learning phase, because actor का काम ही ये होता है कि आप human emotions को कितने तरीकों से दिखा सकते हो, because आपको at the end of the day you have to empathize with the character you're playing on screen. So you have to, in order to understand that, you have to first understand yourself. And I feel like Bombay, more than a city, I call it a journey for myself, because living here, meeting people, you know, finding my faith in my own craft, you know, एक तरीके से अपनी faith जो है instill करना again and again and again, that no, a project will come your way, something will change, things will differ, it's fine. Because कई बार ऐसा नहीं होता कि auditions crack नहीं होते भी हैं, but आपने वो audition दिया होता है, but later you feel like that you don't connect with the project, or you don't agree with the storyline or your character's arc or whatever. So for those reasons, sometimes you say no to a lot of projects. And मैंने बॉम्बे में ये बात सीखी है that आप जितना, और ये इंडस्ट्री में कहावत है कि आप जितना काम को मना करते हो उतना ज्यादा अच्छा काम मिलता है आपको, because you're testing your own self, you're testing your own craft, your own faith, you're putting yourself on line. My family is back in Noida, so उन सबको छोड़ के यहाँ पे आके काम करना, obviously I miss them a lot, but जब मैं यहाँ होता हूँ तो I'm completely focused on getting the projects, or clearing or cracking the projects that somewhere challenge me, because I feel like that will help me grow more as an actor, and constantly evolve hona is my aim, you know, as a person and as an actor, because they reflect on screen, you know, the way you play a character. So हाँ, बहुत moments हुए and बहुत difficult times भी आए हैं, but I feel like somewhere that has helped me in imbibing those feelings and understanding myself better, and in understanding the characters I play and putting them on screen with a sense of better clarity emotionally.
Right. Before I come to Guilty Minds, I just wanted to get an idea, because last year has been a very big year in many ways. For even though it was pandemic and everything, but Shersha did so well on digital platform,
Yeah.
and especially like completely changing the game for a lot of big films. You had a role in it and everything, and I'm sure तुम्हारा dream भी होगा कि like even that came on OTT, it was a big screen film anyway.
Yeah.
So there's that. So I just wanted to get an idea the kind of training you all went through, because I think you all had to, for completely drastically, you had to train so much for that film, and then gain weight for Guilty Minds.
Yeah.
So it's like a completely different trajectory. So that project has that project little bit changed you in a way now you look at the characters or roles that you are doing now?
Yeah, as an actor, you always want to be challenged because you feel like abhi tak jaisa kaam hota aa raha hai, because if you watch a lot of Hollywood films, you see and read characters who are like Christian Bale. Let's say an actor like Christian Bale, he transforms himself to play a character, and when you look the part, your 50% of the battle is won. For Shersha, I had trained with the NSG commandos for about a month, and that training was extremely grilling because हम लोग सुबह 4 बजे उठते थे and we would train till 9 a.m. in the morning every day for a month. And then again, when we went to Kargil, we had a week's training with the army jawans to learn the skills of fighting skills, kaise kya hota hai, how to dismantle an entire insast rifle and assemble it back again. वो सारी ट्रेनिंग इम्बाइब करके और उसमें पूरी मेहनत जी जान लगा के then Guilty Minds happened, where it was more of like a personal decision because I wanted to challenge myself that ठीक है, you need to look a certain part for a jawan, but now you need to mold yourself and change yourself because you have to look like a character who's a lawyer in Delhi. So खाते पीते खानदान से है, सब कुछ है, तो फिर क्या क्या चेंजेस होंगे. So internal changes तो उसके हैं, why Shubhrat why he is the way he is, वो एक इंटरनल दुनिया क्रिएट करना, फिर उसके बाद एक एक्सटीरियर क्रिएट करना कि इसकी लाइफ, इसकी ईटिंग हैबिट्स, क्या इसकी दुनिया रहती है, क्या करता है, क्या नहीं. तो उसके हिसाब से मैंने काफी दिमाग लगाया था और सोचा था कि ओके ये हो सकता है, वो हो सकता है. सो कहीं ना कहीं आई वांटेड शुभ्रत टू लुक लाइक अ वेरी नॉर्मल लुकिंग गाय, हु ट्राइज अ लॉट कि मैं फिट रहूं, लेकिन फिर वही है कि कभी बियर हो गई, कभी खाना हो गया, कभी ये हो गया. सो इट्स ऑलवेज अ मिक्स. सो मुझे बड़ा मजा आता है ये सब करने में बिकॉज देन आई रियली फील द कैरेक्टर दैट आई एम प्लेइंग. And with all the other projects that I've done, it's somewhere very it's interesting for me कि मैं ये पूरी जर्नी में खुद ब खुद करते करते सीख रहा हूँ कि कैसे और चीजें हो सकती हैं. बिकॉज एक्टिंग वही है, आपको कोई सिखा नहीं सकता. इट्स मोर ऑफ योर ओन पर्सनल जर्नी एंड हाउ यू रिलेट टू द कैरेक्टर एंड how you can authentically play all of those emotions and the character on screen.
Right. Coming to Guilty Minds, obviously, I am absolutely irritated because there's no season 2 yet announcement. So I'm just like, please stop leaving me on cliffhangers, man. So there's that. So my question to you is, to prepare a character like this, which I'm sure it must be on script as well, what are the kind of improvs or some kind of like things that you had to bring into the table for this role? And secondly, what was it like working with someone as immensely talented as Kulbushan Kharbanda?
Oh wow. So firstly, because on script the character of Shubhrat was someone who is always going against Deepak Rana, and he has his own insecurities and fragile ego, and he's just not happy. I thought that instead of making this character just one layer, I need to make him more real. Now, how do I do that? What are the reasons that make him behave this way? So like you said, even though he comes from that family, lawyer family, जहाँ पे it's a family legacy कि दादाजी ने एक firm शुरू करी, फिर पापा ने, ताऊजी ने चलाई, अब मेरी बारी है, मैं उसको आगे लेके जाऊंगा. So obviously बात है कि कोई आपका इस कैरेक्टर को लगता है कि इसका हक छीना जा रहा है इससे. And also he feels that Deepak का character is shady. ये shady cases उठा के ले आता है. And this will, sort of create a dent in the reputation of our firm. So my reasons are very legit for my character. होता क्या है कि किसी भी इंसान के लिए खुद के लिए वो कभी बुरा नहीं होता. So that's how I wanted to play Shubhrat, because for Shubhrat, he is right in all senses, and in all his reasons, all his arguments are legit and valid for him, because this is how he strongly feels, and it's not his fault, the way he's behaving, because कहीं ना कहीं जो घर के बड़े हैं जैसे दादाजी हैं, he should realize the fact that कि यार मेरा पोता है, he would obviously feel insecure if I'm siding with one lawyer or the other boy continuously, so he would feel left out and everything. So it's Shubhrat, I wanted to understand him and make him very human, कि सिर्फ jealousy और सिर्फ insecurity से भरा नहीं हुआ है. इसकी भी अपनी एक दुनिया है, इसकी भी अपनी एक लाइफ है, इसकी भी अपनी एक रीजंस हैं, इसका भी खुद का विजन है, सपने हैं, but there's somebody else who he doesn't trust and he's sort of making space, so he's in a very troubled space. So that's how I approach the entire character. So all my scenes, all my reactions, improvisations were all coming out from this space of understanding Shubhrat as a human, and ignoring the fact कि ये insecure ही है या ये है वो है. Coming to the next question, Mr. Kulbushan Kharbanda, yeah, I have seen him as a kid. उनकी वो film थी जहाँ पे वो शकाल like play करते थे.
Yes.
And he would throw everybody into the pool जहाँ पे वो alligator sharks वार्क्स सब आके खावा जाते थे. And as a kid, I was traumatized. I was like, ये क्या है? And
I remember this
yeah,
really watching as a child, and I'm absolutely being like, wow.
exactly. And he scared the hell out of me as a kid. But I have seen him and his work ऐसे बड़े होते and बहुत अच्छा लगता था. So जब मुझे इनफैक्ट जब मैं उनसे सेट पे पहली बार मिला तो मैंने मिर्जापुर सीजन 2 खत्म किया था तब. एंड मैं उनको उस सीरीज से लेके आता था into this world. So I had very interesting conversations with him because I wanted to have that bond with him where I look up to him. He's my grandfather in the series, so I wanted to have some stories with him where he would tell me about his life, I would tell him about my life. तो कुलभूषण खरबंदा जी ने तो बहुत ही एडवेंचरस लाइफ जी है. मतलब he would tell me about how he has traveled the world by getting into merchant navy ships this way that way. He's waited tables in Italy, इधर उधर किया है उन्होंने काम. And that's how he's enriched himself with so many experiences as an actor. So that made me feel I also connected to him because I realized that there are so many similarities between him and his journey and me and my journey, and that really helped us in creating a bond. Obviously जब भी वो डायलॉग बोलते थे ना तो मेरे बचपन में वही एक टिपिकल कुलभूषण जी का स्टाइल है बोलने का. तो the way he would say his dialogues and I'd be like wow, मेरा पूरा बचपन मेरे सामने एक तरीके से फ्लैश हो रहा है अभी. So
That's
I think
true.
it was
I think
great.
one of my favorite actors, and especially in Jo Jeeta Bhai Sikandar, it's like my all-time favorite movie.
Yeah.
And he is like that. But to be very honest, obviously I had not watched the trailer because of the fact that I wanted to get into the show, and I had a personal agenda because Pranay is in it, so I have to watch. So, but to be very honest, no, but I think I've seen your journey, so I kind of knew who you were and everything. But obviously, it was pretty interesting. I'm a very courtroom kind of a fanatic in a way to watch shows like that.
Yeah.
And so when I got into the show, and there were so many special appearances with so many established actors, and I was very surprised. Every episode, there's like one person I've not seen on screen for so long.
Yeah.
So now that you've watched the show and everything, so tell me, what was that one appearance you were like, maybe I should have wished, like I should have shared the screen with this actor or something like that?
Actually, काफी सारे जो episodes आप अगर देखोगे तो they're all dealing with such different topics, and even though there are special appearances by veterans, there are also a lot of episodes जिसमें बहुत अच्छी acting, there are actors who've done wonderful job.
That's true.
So I गिरीश कुलकर्णी जी हैं, उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म किया है, तो उनको देख के बहुत मजा आ रहा था कि wow, this is kind of like I wish I had a courtroom scene with him, because that would be very interesting to see. Then Sanand Verma है जो आए थे, जो बहुत फनी से उन्होंने लॉयर अपने आप को पोर्ट्रे किया, which is again very interesting to see. I was very interested and in fact impressed to see Shakti Kapoor, play a music director, and he was very effortless. It's like he felt the character, and he is a great actor, but it was really nice to see him perform and play all these things. So अब मुझे क्या है कि इतने सारे एपिसोड्स थे, मैं सच बताऊं तो मुझे फोमो हो रहा था कि मैं हर एक एपिसोड में कहीं ना कहीं इन सारे अच्छे अच्छे एक्टर्स के साथ काम करने का मौका मिलता. लेकिन ठीक है, I hope season 2, like you said, announcement नहीं हुई है, but I hope.
Right. My question, very important. Obviously, you have a face-off with Varun Mitra, and he happens to be a very impressive actor, and I'm very impressed with him in this show. And you all had to just, I think you all have become friends over the time, but I feel like it is so like all in your faces with each other. So what was it like working with him? And also, I'm sure you must have done a lot of workshops together for this dynamic to happen on screen.
Well, Monica, interestingly, I was the last person who was casted for this show. And imagine, last person to be cast for a show like this, and I literally had no time for any workshop, nothing. Maybe in fact पूरी टीम के साथ बैठ के भी रीडिंग बिल्कुल नहीं हुई थी. सो मुझे आइडिया भी नहीं था कि मैं किस दुनिया में एंटर कर रहा हूँ. यू नो, वरुण से आई मेट वरुण ऑन सेट. आई डिड नॉट मीट हिम पहले और वट एवर कि एक वर्कशॉप कर सके या कुछ रीडिंग कर सके. नथिंग. In order to bring that sort of coldness, in order to bring that sort of, you know, कि थोड़ा सा difference है, हम थोड़ा अपना अलग रहते हैं and everything. Set पे हमने जानबूझ के ये किया that even though we just say hi to each other, we'd keep our distance from each other, you know, so that whenever we're on set and whenever we have these scenes जहाँ पे banter हो रहा है and I'm accusing him of things and he's accusing me of things, वो सीन बहुत naturally निकल के आए. बिकॉज मैं इसके कैरेक्टर से कोई भी तरीके की क्लोजनेस या कोई भी बॉन्ड नहीं चाहता था. बिकॉज दैट्स हाउ शुभ्रत फील्स एज अ कैरेक्टर. सो जस्ट टू मेंटेन दैट कोल्डनेस, दैट्स हाउ वी वेंट अहेड विद इट. एंड a lot of improvisation, a lot of things were done on set while shooting, thanks to Shefali ma'am and Jain sir, because they were very you know, open to the idea that lines आपको मालूम है क्या है, mood आपको मालूम है क्या है. Now let's just, this is the given environment, now let's just play in it, let's just see how things will happen, कैसे क्या होगा, etc etc. So all of those things that you see are just there hasn't been any rehearsal or any workshop. But yeah, Varun is a very very sweet, charming chap, and it was amazing to work with him. And every time we would, you know, argue and fight and be at loggerheads with each other, जैसी scene cut होता था, we just come and hug each other and be like बहुत अच्छे बहुत अच्छे. Even the fight scene that we've had जिसमें वो squash हम खेल रहे हैं and we have this intense face off, उसमें भी यही था that after the scene was done, we just do thumbs up, you know, from a distance to each other and just appreciate each other's work and, you know, be just happy that we're sinking in and we're just able to get out the best from each other. So that was a nice thing.
That reminded me, I don't know, I was going through some tweets and I just read like one tweet there that said that Shubhrat and Deepak had more chemistry, and I was like, makes sense.
I know. This is a internal joke between me and Varun, that सारी लड़कियों से ज्यादा ये शुभ्रत और इसकी दीपक की जो केमिस्ट्री है, that is something else. There's a lot of passion and fire in it.
That's true. I generally enjoyed that. Do you think that courtroom, if at all Deepak, or eventually obviously he's in Khanna, so you guys cannot be facing off each other ever, but like going forward, like if at all season 2 happens, do you think there could be an opportunity when you both are in court and now you're in the court but different, right, same case, right, and facing off? So how would that go?
See, as an audience, अब तुमने जैसे Guilty Minds देखा है, so you tell me, would you find that interesting?
It is very interesting. I feel like it would end up in a way where I think out of court there could be a fight. I can expect that to happen.
Yeah, because it would be unpredictable. So I guess, like you've just suggested this, I think it would be a very interesting idea, you know, to have a case where Shubhrat and Deepak are fighting against each other. And as Shubhrat, I wish that I win. I win the case, because then that would be just amazing for my character, you know.
Right.
But हाँ, ये I mean, मुझे तो अभी कुछ मालूम नहीं है सीजन 2 के बारे में, तो लेकिन अगर ऐसा कुछ होगा तो honestly मैं बोलूँ तो मुझे भी काफी interesting लगेगा, and I'd be very excited about it and how this would turn out.
Right, but what do you think the girlfriend that you have in the show, and what do you think where Shubhrat and your like his girlfriend would go forward? Because they are like, it feels like they are together, but they don't never talk about anything besides work. So yeah, it's just pretty interesting dynamic. Like they are trying to build their careers more, but right, where exactly is the relationship going for them?
Yeah, I think both Shubhrat and Riya, the character,
yeah,
is played by Diksha Juneja. So इन दोनों का जो कैरेक्टर है, they are you know partners in crime जैसे नहीं होते.
Right.
So they're exactly like that. कि they understand where they come from and they understand where they want to go and what is troubling them. So इन दोनों का dynamic ऐसा है कि ये दोनों एक दूसरे को बहुत अच्छे से समझते हैं. And I feel like Shubhrat is more in love with Riya than Riya being in love with Shubhrat. So वो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, क्योंकि कई बार आपने गिल्टी माइंड्स में सीजन में देखा होगा कि रिया इज going on and on about the fact that my story and we need to do this, we need to do that, ye karna hai, wo karna hai. And in sab ke beech mein Shubhrat feels like yaar, I'm helping you forward your career and all of those things, but what about me? I feel lost like a puppy. So kahin na kahin he feels sad ki yaar, my girlfriend is also not on my side, and etc etc. So I feel कि इनका आगे जाके बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग इक्वेशन हो सकता है, ये साथ हो ना हो क्या हो, कुछ नहीं पता. But it would be interesting to see whether how they come together to take down Deepak, or how they come together, because I feel like as a team there are people who help each other and they keep helping each other. I'm sure with cases, even though वो दिखाया नहीं है, but in the world they keep helping each other with cases, this and that. So, I mean, yeah, I'm expecting great things out of this relationship dynamic. So let's see. Touch wood to that.
Right. In the last episode, when the votes happen with the families and everything, I see the board members sitting. After that, your sister, who played by Namrata. Yeah. So I think that lift scene, the elevator scene, where he's emotionally a little exhausted that day, in a way, like his sister also wasn't behind him for this this support. Right. So do you think that entire moment where he feels like neither the family nor the sister he was hoping would support him is not there for him? So what do you think Shubhrat now would do going forward? And was it challenging that entire scene, because that was a pretty intense scene to shoot?
It was an intense scene to shoot, and also I think one of those few scenes जहाँ पे आप शुभ्रत की vulnerability देखते हो, कि जहाँ पे उसमें एक human side, एक human touch आता है, where he does feel betrayed by his own sister. पहले दादाजी साथ नहीं दे रहे, parents भी, ताऊजी पापा भी साथ नहीं दे रहे थे. Now sister is also sidelining him. So obviously, when something like this happens in your own family and to you, you feel very hurt and dejected and defeated. कि ये हो क्या रहा है, and why does nobody see what I'm trying to explain to them, So I feel like Shubhrat, also that scene जिसकी तुम बात कर रहे हो यार, that scene was shot on my birthday, and it was very interesting because that was the only scene I had to shoot that day, but I had to stay in one particular zone and frame of mind. So on one hand I'm getting birthday wishes and I'm getting calls. Yeah. And on the other hand, I'm like, no. I need to stay focused and in the zone, not think about कि birthday का क्या है ये वो वगैरह वगैरह. Even though I'm very big on birthdays, but I was like, I think today is a today is a special day because of this scene, and I was very, how do I say it, excited to play this scene, because in my head I was like कि ये कैसे करूँगा मैं, ये मुझे decide करना है और मुझे इन द मोमेंट प्ले करना है. सो मैं चाहता था कि इसमें इसका एक ह्यूमन साइड निकले, बिकॉज द ऑडियंस विल अभी तक देखते आ रही है इसको एज एन इनसिक्योर पर्सन, बट इन दिस वन सीन दे सी अ ह्यूमन साइड दैट यार you can't really blame Shubhrat for how he is, because everybody around him do not understand why he's feeling the way he's feeling. So ये है, but my relationship dynamic with Namrata, who's playing my sister Shubhangi, I think कहीं ना कहीं इनके बीच में मेरे ख्याल से if I have to think like Shubhrat, he would sort of not, how do I say it, एक तरीके से वो होता है ना जब आपका एक बहुत close bond होता है and weakens a bit or whatever, but even though he's a brother and he's always loved her and protects her, वो the brother instinct or the side might come out here and there, but I feel somewhere he will feel, or he will be a little aloof, thoda distant and defeated. But kahin na kahin, knowing Shubhrat, I feel like he would still go ahead and go all the way out to prove that Deepak was wrong and I was right all the time. Because that's how Shubhrat is. He's Hindi. And this is what I think, that wo ye dikhana chahega.
Right. Moving forward, if at all they announce season 2 in coming weeks or something like that. So what do you think your character, moving forward, what do you expect your character to be like in second season?
Well, I firstly expect that Shubhrat would either he would come back with a bang, because the entire season he's felt left out and dejected. So he would want to come back with a bang and earn everybody's trust and reputation again. other than that I feel like बहुत ही ज्यादा जिस point पे शुभ्रत का एक तरीके से क्लिफ हैंगर हुआ है उसके कैरेक्टर का, बहुत सारा इनर टर्मोइल है. ऐसे कई चीजें हैं जैसे कि सीजन 1 में अभी तक हमने शुभ्रत और ग्रैंडफादर के बीच की बॉन्डिंग नहीं देखी अभी तक, कि उनके बीच की दुनिया कैसी है, क्या है. So हो सकता है शुभ्रत का एक बहुत ह्यूमेन साइड दिखाया जाए, एक ऐसा साइड दिखाया जाए जो अगेन बिकॉज द सीरीज इज ऑल अबाउट ग्रेस, देयर इज नो राइट, देयर इज नो रॉन्ग,
एग्जैक्टली,
राइट. सो हो सकता है कि शुभ्रत का एक ऐसा साइड दिखाया जाए जहां पे कि you sort of relate to Shubhrat, you sort of understand his pain, his agony, his inner turmoil. And मुझे तो बड़ा मजा आ जाएगा कि अगर मुझे कोर्ट केसेस मिले जहां पे कि मैं केसेस लड़ रहा हूँ and I'm winning it. So yeah, I would absolutely love it. And I think if you think about the trajectory, I feel and I hope this could be a possibility.
I hope that you also have scenes with Shreya. I feel like she is such a dynamic actress, and I feel like you guys could somehow become some kind of allies in some ways.
If you think about it, yes, because पूरी series काफी सारे कैरेक्टर्स थोड़े बिखर से गए हैं अभी. चाहे आप दीपक और कश्यप का वो देखो रिलेशनशिप, या दीपक एंड शुभांगी का रिलेशनशिप देखो, मेरा और शुभांगी का रिलेशनशिप देखो, ये सब बहुत स्कैटर हो गया है. तो अभी एक तरीके से ये है कि अभी पता नहीं नेक्स्ट सीजन में कौन किसके साथ होगा, क्या एलाइज बनेंगे, क्या दुश्मन कौन कैसे होगा. So I feel like it would be interesting to work with Shreya and to see where she comes from as a character and where I come from as a character and what happens when our worlds collide. That would be very interesting to see, because from Shubhrat's perspective, why he would also want to do that will be because he knows that this will trouble Deepak.
That's true.
Somewhere Shubhrat is so obsessed with Deepak that he would want to piss him off. So I'm pretty sure कि Shubhrat being Shubhrat will do something. कुछ ना कुछ तहस नहस तो ये मचाएगा ही बंदा. Opinion about whether this series, this courtroom drama, the characters you saw, the world you saw, what was your reaction to it? That क्योंकि इंडिया में अभी और भी जितनी भी सीरीज बनी है, none of them have been so detailed, or none of them have been so or have followed a structure like this where there are so many characters and so many things are happening in this one show that it keeps you hooked and engaged. So तुम्हारा क्या reaction था? What did you think?
This is not my interview.
I know this is not your interview, but just to get your opinion and idea as an audience member.
I feel like courtroom dramas in general in the current political scenario is very difficult to make, right? So there is that. Secondly, I felt it's too sanitized still in very much. I feel like that, but I can understand where Amazon is coming from, where the makers are also coming from.
Yeah.
But I also like the fact that there were two sides to each story, and also there were no rivalries between a lot of people. They were like, they are in a case.
Right.
Case is closed. Yeah, I can understand why Kashyap's character would feel so emotionally about certain characters, but why a character like Varun's character Deepak would he's like, this is a case, I'm done with it, I move on. While on Shubhrat's character is emotional because it comes from a very family kind of an environment where he's not getting that validation.
Yeah.
And while Namrata's character is very I need to prove myself beyond my name also.
Yes.
There is that. So I kind of understood where the characters were and everything. But first two episodes were where I was like, I need to find some ground to move forward. And that's when it got hooked. I got hooked. And that's when I was like, I sat through entire Sunday. I was like, I have to finish this. So I was very excited because I did not know that you had a full-fledged role throughout the season, and which is where I was like, I have to watch it completely. Yeah. This makes no sense. But it ended in a cliffhanger, Pranay. What have you all done?
That is the idea, na? That is the idea to keep you hooked for season 2. But
Yeah,
I think the credit, to be very honest, goes to Shefali ma'am and Jayan sir.
Yeah,
also,
absolutely.
the other two writers, Manav Bhushan and Diksha Gujral, they've sat on this for a long time. The most interesting thing is that काफी लोगों को ये बात मालूम नहीं है, बट जब पैंडेमिक शुरू हुआ था, उसके शुरू होने के 2 महीने पहले से ही हमने ये सीजन शूट करना शुरू कर दिया था. एंड ये पूरा पैंडेमिक का 9 महीने निकल गए थे, एंड देन वी स्टार्टेड अगेन इन दिसंबर. So there was a huge gap between some scenes that we'd already shot and then the rest of the series that we were shooting. Uh, just the directors and the entire team was so proactive with the rehearsals कि हम लोग pandemic में भी बैठ के अपनी script पढ़ते थे और pandemic में बैठ के भी rehearsal करते थे, समझते थे, just so that we get in touch with our characters and everything. So बहुत मेहनत करी है इन लोगों ने. And in fact पूरी टीम behind the camera वाले जितने भी हैं, आपके art team हो, assistant directors हो, सब के सब costume team, ये वो सब ने मिलके इतनी मेहनत करी है, and such good energies on set that I feel it's very rare when so many people with such sincere energies and with a clear vision come together trying to make a beautiful show. And बहुत rare होता है ये, but very fortunate and very blessed I feel, because I was given an opportunity, also the last person to be cast for the show. So मुझे तो बहुत ही मजा आ रहा है, and to be honest, I'm just right now enjoying all the attention I'm getting.
Of course, why not? I before I wrap up, I just want to ask one question. 8 years ago, you came to Mumbai, and just wanted to get an idea. What was the particular reason to come to Bombay? Like growing up, who was there? Someone you were looking up to in the industry or something like that that made you like, yeah, this is what I want to choose a path. And now 8 years later, when you've got like 2 back-to-back good projects to work on, and you've done a couple of good work before that as well, and now moving forward, you're still auditioning for a lot of projects still. So right. I just wanted to get an idea from that perspective to now. What was there a particular actor or like a filmmaker or something that made you like this is what I want to pursue as a career?
Like I had told you kuch time pehle that I was very interested in storytelling.
Yeah,
I'm essentially a storyteller. मुझे कहानियाँ लिखना और बनाना बहुत पसंद है. तो वो मेरा शुरू से इंटरेस्ट था. I was pursuing CA in Delhi. And मेरा
as a normal North Indian family.
तो मैं अपना CA pursue कर रहा था, but कहीं ना कहीं मुझे दिमाग में ये था that I would I want to come to Bombay and I want to try doing this, because I personally found CA to be very boring. It was not my personality type and मैं नहीं करना चाहता था. तो मुझे मौका मिला that someone was auditioning for a film in Delhi itself, and there was this film called Time Out. It was produced by Viacom.
Yes.
So that film happened out of the blue, and मैं तब मुंबई मूव भी नहीं करा था मैंने तब. तो वो पूरी फिल्म हमने दिल्ली, गुड़गांव, नोएडा में बैठ के शूट करी. And once that film was done is when I actually got an excuse to tell my parents, rather my father, that okay, I just for few months. In fact, the deal with my father was that Papa, I need 12 days to go to Mumbai so that I can see and figure out what it is and how it is and what it's like. So मुझे बस 12 दिन दे दो, मैं जाके देख के आता हूँ. अगर मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा, I'll come back and I'll pursue CA. And so May का ही time था, around May 12th, which is when I'll be completing 8 years. So May 12th I arrived Bombay, Mumbai Central. And बस तब से जो जर्नी रही है यार, मेरे 12 दिन खत्म ही नहीं हुए आज तक. So it's been great like that. And I think journey आप कर रहे होते हो, but there are so many people and factors responsible for what you're doing and why you're doing and where you are. There are so many reasons, and कितने लोगों को आप thank you बोलो, कितना करो, but it's just at the end of the day, you just need to be full of gratitude for everything that has worked out till now, so that everything that you're doing now is happening.
Yeah.
So
right.
Yeah.
No, you've hustled enough, man. And you continue to do that. We've seen the journey. We kind of know it.
Yeah, exactly. You've been. I think I know you since 7-8 years.
Yeah, around the time you started YouTube hosting and everything. I think that's when I started to know you. I'm like, dude, it's been a long time.
It's been a really long journey, and I'm glad that you've been following the journey and you've been there. And I'm really happy that when they told me that I'd be getting to do this interview with you, I was like, wow, life comes a full circle, and that'll be great. Because it's always good to come back to people you've known and have been a part of your journey.
Yeah, I think that's why there's a comfort in this conversation also.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Pranay. All the very best. I have enjoyed Guilty Minds. People are loving your character, and everyone else. So congratulations on that. And looking forward to everything you do.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you so much. I hope we get to talk again.
I hope I see you soon.
Yes, let's do that. See you. Bye.